Um, now, so it is about the Premier League now. Let's go to the Premier League and look at what is really going on. And the top game in the EPL is between Manchester City at home to Chelsea, who are the visitors. Um, can the question I want to ask: City are chasing Liverpool, though 2 points difference. City, Arsenal, and Liverpool are separated by just 2 points. City are level with Arsenal, but are slightly ahead on goal difference. Liverpool have 54 points, City 52, Arsenal 52. So it is a three-horse race in the Premier League now, as the state of play shows. But do you see Chelsea putting a dent on this run on City going to this match tomorrow, which will be played in the evening by 17:30 UK time? Do you see Chelsea putting a dent on City run, or do you see a City side coming into this match with full confidence? Because Chelsea are too much unbeaten now. Uh, looking at their last match against Crystal Palace and Aston Villa, do you see them causing a huge upset to this City side?
First of all, I want to give kudos to all the teams who have made the Premier League what it is so far this season. Like you did say, top three: Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester City. Those guys have given it, made the season worthwhile for all the teams for all the fans of football across the world and even here in Africa to enjoy the best of football. But let's focus now on the big game: Manchester City versus Chelsea. For Chelsea, like you said, coming from a two-game winning streak. But the problem with this Chelsea team is that we don't know which team will turn up. Against Crystal Palace, they had to wait to the 90th minute to get two late goals to help them to a 3-1 victory against Crystal Palace, who I felt were there for the slaughter. Namely, where they've been struggling in bad run of form. And we hear what's coming in is that the coach of the team, Roy Hodgson, is also under the knife. We hear he was set to be sacked before he fell ill and was rushed to the hospital. So that was a game every Chelsea fan had believed that he should steamroll, roll over the Crystal Palace team, but he had sell us back. But it didn't happen like that. But ultimately, we could say they got the job done. On paper, we know the Manchester City team are the favourite. Like you said, in 2024, they've been immaculate. Every team who has gotten come before them has been stunned. Since the turn of the second stanza of the season, and we know what the second stanza of the season means to Manchester City in the past 6-7 years under the tutelage of Pep Guardiola. They understand what it means to run in the second stanza of the season and win the league. We saw that last season when they came back, broke all the goal, the point gap of Arsenal and won the league. We saw that 2 seasons ago. They understand the philosophy of the second stanza of the season. Secondly, they've got the return of Ellen Brut Hallard. The young man scored twice in the last game against Southampton after he had an injury that it took him out for a very long time. He could see that he was eager to get a goal when it's his return. And gratefully, unfortunately for Chelsea, he hit form on the right time, just a game before Chelsea, 2 goals. Also, Kevin De Bruyne came in bang against Newcastle. Okay, so he looked like he had not even been out. A player who had been out for so long to come in, get a goal, get an assist. And then the last game was the man of the match. Despite him playing a cameo in that game. So for Man City, they are favourite to win this game on paper. But there's something we should learn about this Chelsea team as well. They understand the intricacies of playing the big boys. We saw the game against Arsenal. Was never an easy feat for Arsenal. We saw the game against Liverpool. We saw the first leg against Man City where they played 3-3. Caught that penalty by Cole Palmer, the former Man City young star. So they understand what it takes to play the top teams. But here is my worry. They are not playing at the Stamford Bridge. They are going to the Etihad Stadium that is a slaughter ground for Pep Guardiola and his goons. Those boys scores goals with reckless abandon. There was no Erling Haaland, they were not having problem. There was the Julian Alvarez, the Phil Fodens, the Bernardo Silvas, the Rodri. Even Rodri, played his part in scoring lots of goals last season. So the fact that they're not playing the game in Stamford Bridge will play a pivotal role for Man City to be not only be favourite to win the game because the City Chelsea are not very good travellers. And even at home, they stutter, but against the big boys at home, they've been quite good. At least in the rule of football, they say if you can't win the game, do not lose. And that is what they have done so far against the big boys. So for me, it's going to be a cracker. Like you said, Chelsea coming in with 2 straight wins, but if we go back, extend it backward, beaten at home by Wolverhampton wanderer Cunha, who is now out for a very long time, scored a hat trick in that encounter. if you go back further, they also there's a mistake or two in that Chelsea backline. You don't know how Chelsea would set up, whether they'll go with the three at the back or the four at the back. But since with the return of Chilwell and of course Malo Gusto, the coach has decided to go four at the back. Will he take that gamble of going four at the back against the firepower of Manchester City? Time will tell. But I think my major issue is how the team will set up in that encounter. Will they set up to defend Man City? If they do so, they will be pummeled. It will be an annihilation. It will be an eyesore watching. It's not the best crucial for Chelsea fan because we have learned in recent time, not in time past, because in the time past the defense was their strength. But in recent time, we have learned that the strength of this Chelsea team is in their attack with the likes of Noni Madueke, Christopher Nkunku, Nicholas Jackson, Cole Palmer. They can hurt you. They've got some young, brilliant young stars. Defensively, they are suspect. There's a mistake in Badashile. There's a mistake in Disasi, like it's called in French. There's a mistake in so many other players in that back line, and you got even in Colwell as well. So I want to see how Chelsea set up. Would they set up to would they pay too much respect to Man City and then say, okay, Man City, try and hit me with what you've got, or would they say, okay, like they did against Man City in the first game, have a go, which is their strength. I think if they have a go at Man City, they will peg Man City back, they will draw them back to their shells, and it could be an even game. But if they sit back to stop the pressure, then it could be a long afternoon for Chelsea and Mauricio Pochettino.
Okay. Quickly, Liverpool will travel to Brentford in the early kickoff of tomorrow. They're table toppers,
Yeah,
and they want to extend their lead very, very early before City play in the evening. Arsenal will be
yeah,
at Burnley also. These two
yeah.
games, this you have one topping the other one, the chasing pack among the chasing pack, which is Arsenal. Arsenal have been in stunning form, scoring 11 goals in their last two matches. In their last two
Exactly.
matches, 16 against West Ham last time. Um, what's your take about Arsenal then? About the Arsenal game versus Burnley. Before then, we talk about the Brentford game versus Liverpool because Arsenal are on a really really rich, uh, rich, rich
Vein of
form
form.
now. Yes, vein of form, and
Yeah.
we expect them to go to this struggling Burnley team that is being tutored by former Manchester City captain uh, Vincent Company. So, what's your take about that game?
First of all, I think Arsenal are in a good state. Like you said, 6-0 victory against West Ham at the London Stadium, the highest away victory in as much as more than 30 years. Even in the victory, but I my way more than 30 years as well.
Yeah,
Arsenal are not the highest scorers. Under the days of Arsene Wenger, they'll tell you when you are 3-0 up against your opponent, you respect your opponents and keep the ball. And that's not Pep Guardiola's style. That is not this man who played what Pellegrini style, former coach of Manuel Pellegrini or Man City. They can
yeah,
score you 15, they'll get past you 15. They don't care. And that's why I'm loving the way Arsenal is playing. They can get you 8, 9, 10. They won't mind. They'll keep coming at you. Like you said, they're in rich of form. Also, like Man City, they've been impeccable in 2024. Since the start of the new year, it's like their woes of towards the end of last year have been forgotten. Their strikers are in flip row. Gabriel Martinelli, Jesus when he's available, Lusando Torsad, not forgetting this man who has played in as a makeshift striker, Kai Havertz. I think he has been fantastic. And you could hear from the manager of the team talking about Mikel Arteta pouring encomiums on that boy during the press conference, the presser for the game against Burnley. For Burnley, they are a struggling team right now. I listened to Vincent Company, and all he had to say was, they want to believe. They want to believe. And that's the way. He said if they keep being positive and they lose games, if they keep being positive and they don't stay up in the Premier League, they will take it. But the only way they can stay up in the Premier League is by being positive. So they don't have a choice than to be positive. But with the pour on of form for Burnley and the firepower and the swagger which Arsenal are playing at the moment, it's immaculate. Watching Arsenal play is it's delicious, it's sumptuous, and they play the best brand of football I see right now in the past 1 month in the Premier League. I feel sorry for Burnley and Toughmore. It could be a long afternoon if Arsenal hit their stride, get the early goal. We could be counting the numbers at Toughmore.
okay. For Liverpool, what's your take about their match against Brentford?
Unfortunately, they still know Trent Alexander-Arnold is out injured. and of course Dominic Soboslai as well. He's also out injured. He won't be available for that game as well. But the good news is that one man is back in full training, and he took part in full training yesterday and today. His name is the Egyptian Pharaoh Mo Salah. And you know what that means for a Liverpool team? There's an extra boost. The guy is a natural goal scorer. He doesn't just only score goals; he makes assists. He works for the team. There's this extra swag about Liverpool when he's playing. They seem to believe. The fans are always up on their feet, and especially at Anfield. But they would have to travel, like you said, to a top team against Brentford at the Community Stadium. Brentford too, they blow hot and cold. You don't know what to expect from Thomas Frank's side, and this issue hanging over their head on the future of Ivan Toney has been a massive distraction for this team as well. So far, especially in the second stanza of this season. But going to the competition, I wouldn't say it's going to be an easy ride for Liverpool. But I think they've got some players in good range of form, the likes of Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, and not forgetting that man, Darwin Nunes. It seems to be any game he starts, he scores. He's been under pressure at the start of the season, but right now he's proving all the whole doubters wrong, including me, and he's letting us know why Klopp had picked him to be the man to lead the line and replace Sadio Mane. So for me, Liverpool are in a good place. They should get the victory against Brentford. But like I said, caution, caution is the Community Stadium. And this Brentford team are very stubborn. Good news for Brentford. Onyeka had returned. This Nigerian international, the tank, like I love to call him, has returned. He was part of foot training as well, and is available for selection. But I think on form base, you'll be talking about Liverpool, but don't forget, Brentford at home, in front of their fans, they can be dangerous.
They can be dangerous. We also had that, and also good news for Liverpool. We also had that Mo Salah will probably pass a late fitness test for this match. Hopefully, he'll be part of the
Yeah,
match as well. So good news for the Liverpool fans that their club legend and their top striker and top scorer will be back. Hopefully against Brentford. Maybe they will risk him. Maybe they will not. Okay, let's look at the top four, the race for the top four. You have Tottenham leading that race. Aston Villa, who will be playing Fulham uh, at um, in London. Yes, they will play Fulham
yeah,
in
and then
London, and
Craven Cottage.
Tottenham will be yes at Craven Cottage. Tottenham will be at the London Stadium also against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Then on Sunday will be Luton Town hosting Manchester United. These are the teams vying for the top four as it stands now on the league table. You can also add Brighton in that mix as well. So looking at the top four
Yeah,
matches, who do you think has the easiest easiest match going into this weekend?
it has to be Man
Tottenham, very
United.
very
It has,
no
it has to be
very
Man United. Uh,
okay. Tottenham match
it
against
has to be
Wolves is
Man
very very
United.
tricky. Okay,
Exactly.
it's very very
Fulham,
tricky. So
Fulham's game against Aston Villa also very tricky. But Man United
exactly,
has got to see. Let me sincere, Man United has been on the earth under since I think since the sale of the Jonathan Sancho. I think the coach of the team talking about Eric Ten Hag, ATK, I love to call it, has put away the issue of the team and is now focusing on football-based issues. And you can see what is happening. To go to Villa Park and get a result against Aston Villa, Scott see that man and now tag the sponsor of Scott McTominay. Very crucial for Man United fans. He's been key. He's coming as a sub and has scored crucial goal for the Red Devils this season. And I think they will come to question. These goals may speak for Man United come towards the end of the season. They're going to Luton Town. I'm not saying it's going to be Uhuru. So my fans
yeah.
shouldn't say I don't say it's going to be Uhuru. Luton Town themselves, don't forget, they won 4-0. They went to Newcastle and picked up a 4-4 draw at the St. James's. So they are not scared of playing the big league. Don't forget, Arsenal managed to scrape out a 1-0 victory. There's a 4-3 victory from that stadium. It's always hard going to Luton Town. They can force you to play. They can play negative football, destabilize your style of play, and force you to play their way. They've got wingers like Andros Townsend, this man, Chinedu Obene. They've got a striker who's on good form, Elijah Adebayo. And don't forget this former Man United player, Tahit Chong. So they kind of got some good players there who can especially when they move the ball to the wings and try to cross the ball in. So not going to be an easy way in the office, but if you look at the fixtures, you think that's the easiest one for Man United. They should be able to go to Luton Town if they are to be tagged as top four contenders and get a result from that game.
Okay, Manchester United has the easiest match going to the weekend for those chasing for the top four places in the EPL ahead of next season European Champions League. Okay, quickly let's move to the Spanish La
And the-
Liga.
before we go to the Spanish La Liga, let me let you know that this season, the top five, even the fifth team, because of the new regulations and how Champions League
Yes,
will be
yes,
played
yes.
next season, the
Yeah.
fifth team in the Premier League could sneak to Champions League football. So the rest is a very dicey one this year. So the top five could play Champions League football, but we'll wait and see.
Thank you for educating us and also Arinzechi on that issue for the race for the Champions League ahead of next season. Okay, quickly let's go to the Spanish La Liga. Before we go into the Spanish La Liga, if you are watching us currently now, kindly subscribe to Fancy Football, hit the notification button, and like, share, and comment on our videos. Tell us which team do you think will triumph at the end of the day in the English Premier League? Just reel out the wins for us. The table is there. Let's move to the Spanish La Liga quickly. Uh, in the Spanish La Liga, we have very, very strong fixtures because it's always strong at the end of the day in the Spanish La Liga. We see today we'll see Villarreal versus Getafe. Getafe, we all know Getafe. There's a man playing for Getafe with a lot of controversy in his shoulders, who, in the name of
Mason Greenwood.
Mason Greenwood. Atletico Madrid will play Las Palmas tomorrow on Saturday. Osasuna versus Cadiz. Um, Celta Vigo versus oh, man, this is I think that match is one of the strongest match. Yeah, it's one of the strong because Celta Vigo always give Barcelona this headache. Um,
Absolutely.
Valencia versus Villarreal used to be a big match, but I think both sides can really sit down and hold their own. Uh, and on Sunday, we see Real Vallecano versus the almighty Real Madrid, a team that can play without any
It's
recognizable defense, and we see go on to win that match. Anyhow, it will be. And I'm just so sorry to announce that before I talk about it, I think they will be much more scary next season when they will have a top striker in their ranks. So let's see what will happen at the end of the day with Real Madrid. Granada will play Almeria, and Mallorca will travel to Real Sociedad. That's on Saturday. And Real Betis will host Deportivo Alves. And in the last match on Monday, it will be Atletico Bilbao versus second on the table. Maybe they thought that they've arrived, but they were mauled and busted by Real Madrid last 2 weeks. Was it last 2 weeks or last 2 weeks? Yes, they were mauled and booted by Real Madrid. Girona second on the table. So let's talk about the Spanish La Liga now. These are the fixtures of the Spanish La Liga with Real Madrid leading the way, followed by Girona, followed by Barcelona. Was it Barcelona? Then Atletico Madrid. So,
Barcelona third. Yeah, Barcelona
what
third.
is your
Atletico
before
Madrid at
yes
fourth.
Barcelona fourth? Yes, what is your standout fixture in this weekend of the Spanish La Liga?
For me, fortunately enough, it's not going to be the game between Madrid and Real Vallecano. That's the game between Barcelona going to Celta Vigo. For me, my game of the weekend for me in the Spanish La Liga is the game that will come
Yeah,
up on Monday between Athletic Club and Girona. Girona, like you did say, are flying high. Just forget about the 4-0 loss to Real Madrid last time out. This I'm going to tell you, this is a purple patch. This is happening. After all, Madrid are the bigger team. They are punching far above their weight. Uh, Jude Bellingham happened. Vinicius happened. And this thing can happen to anybody. So for me, that's the match I'm looking out for between Athletic Club and Bilbao. Athletic
and
Club and
Girona.
Girona. Girona sitting second on the table. They want to continue chasing Real Madrid at least. Don't forget, before they started this season, nobody gave them a chance to play Champions League football. They did so well last season and they capitulate. So this season is for them. If they can get Champions League football, they have done the needful. They have had the best season ever in their club history. So the target for them
Yeah,
with Champions League football. And how do you see this game playing out?
can you hear me, Sport Bishop? No, so can you hear me? No, so can you hear us, please? Okay, we have a break in transmission. We have let's take a short break quickly and let's get now so back on the line. Um, Okay, let's continue. This weekend, the Spanish La Liga, we've read out all that we'll have this weekend, and the standout match is between Atletico Bilbao and Girona. Girona got mauled by Real Madrid last time out, uh, and it wasn't really so funny. And Alonso want to do that. And do you think that they can achieve that feat at the end of the season? Looking at what we saw last time, they are unbeaten. They are the only team that are still unbeaten in the entire top five of the entire European leagues. So, do you think that
Absolutely.
they can achieve this feat?
It's been a miracle. I think the last team that did that was Juventus, Italian Serie A. And I go back to the Premier League. Of the cup is 5 points away from the league, and could get worse with the way things are going. Lot of injury worries. Upamecano just came up from injury, picked up a red card. They had to use the backline of Delete and Dia. The midfield is all over the place. Injury worries here and there. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the gods telling Hurricane that maybe you're not meant to win trophies. But it's still a long season. A lot can happen.
So many things can happen that, as we saw in the last season as well. The sport doctor, are you there with us? The sport bishop, are you there with us?
Are you there?
I'm there. Go ahead. Okay. Like I said, so many things can happen with respect to what we saw last season. That Dortmund capitulated at the end of the day. So I think
Yeah,
I really don't see. But if you tell me, I really don't see this Bayer Leverkusen side capitulating at the end of the day.
yeah. I don't think so. I think though they look like a well drilled team, and that's why the likes of Bayern Munich. We hear as of yesterday, Bayern Munich are in the lookout for Xabi Alonso. We also hear about
Yeah,
Liverpool. Who are trying to
Xavi
bring
Alonso is a Xavi Alonso. I think if you watch the transfer show we did, I did earlier,
yeah,
Xavi Alonso is the most sought out coach in Europe now. Even Madrid are also looking at him. And
absolutely. But
if you
come on,
look at the
though.
clubs, funny enough, if you look at the clubs that are looking at Xavi Alonso, he has played for those clubs. Played for
Every of those
Bayern,
clubs, Bayern Munich,
played
Real
for
Madrid, and
Real
Liverpool.
Madrid and Liverpool. So
Yeah,
likely, I also said that I also said that the chances of him coming to Liverpool is a little bit as high as 60% for him to come to Liverpool. I think Liverpool will get a manager, but I don't think it will be Alonso at the end of the season. Maybe they might go for a Roberto De Zerbi at the end of the day from Brighton. But
absolutely. Come on.
for
Come on, man.
Alonso,
Come on. The Zerbi deserve something better, but
yes, but
unfortunately, he's got a long-term contract with Bright. Maybe any team who thinks
no,
he's good enough will have to pay
somebody else can buy that. Somebody
yeah,
Liverpool can buy that
compensation.
contract of, yes,
Exactly,
there'll be a
exactly.
compensation at the end of the day.
But the guy is a
A 10
fantastic
million
manager.
pounds, a 10 million pounds
Exactly.
compensation. I think
Exactly.
Deserve is a risk that can be taken by Liverpool, knowing fully well that
Uh,
yes, it's a
uh,
risk. It's a
oh
risk
yeah,
because
it's a good risk.
when
It's
I
a good
when I
Chelsea,
yes
Chelsea took
when
the
I
risk
always
on
say that I always say that every team has its own manager. But Xavi has
exactly.
proven himself even when what the former Brighton manager, what was his name, left. We thought
Graham
that
Potter, Graham
When
Potter.
Graham Potter left,
Yeah.
we thought that the house will come down crashing. But what did Xavi did, or what did Brighton did? Dan Ashworth, who was then their sporting director, went on and scouted for this guy, and that's why you see that Dan Ashworth today will be leaving
Most sought out, most sought
Newcastle.
out sporting
Yes,
director
he'll be leaving Newcastle. Definitely, he is leaving Newcastle
for Man
to
United. Yeah,
Manchester United. Newcastle have
absolutely.
the money. Newcastle have the money, but Manchester United have the history, and
The
that is
cloud,
why
the cloud.
yes, they have the cloud, and that is why
Yeah.
he's moving to that side. So he brought in Deservi, and what Deservi did was that he didn't just maintain what Graham Potter has done, but what he did was that he took Brighton to the next level. So from there, I think
Exactly, exactly. But
Roberto Deservi deserve something much more better than what
no, let's give him his
he is
flower. What
now.
is that much more better? He deserves a
Yeah,
top team in Europe. With somebody in
yeah,
Sassuolo, with a middle
yeah,
team in Syria, with
yeah,
somebody in Brighton and Albion. He has shown that he's not a fluke. He's not a one season wonder. He's
yeah.
got the magic wand. All he needs is the tools. And what are the tools? A top team that's got money to spend. Maybe a Liverpool, maybe an Arsenal, maybe a
Okay,
Chelsea. Because at least it looks
okay,
like Pochettino has lost it.
Yeah.
I said
So
we'll cut that
let's
off.
move quickly. Time is not on our friend now in this show. Let's move
Absolutely.
quickly to the Italian Serie A. What is the state of play in the Italian Serie A at the moment? When we look at the Italian Serie A, what is the state of play? Well, for
Uh,
the Italian Serie A, the state of play is
yeah.
that Inter are leading the league, followed by Juventus. That's what it is because Juventus have lost back-to-back matches. That's 6 points they've lost.
Drop.
But
Yeah.
yes, they fell short. We saw them against Udinese last time. Is it Udinese? Yeah, they lost
Next
1
year,
against
start
Udinese.
without
Yes,
Maduka Okoye.
one. Yes,
Maduka
and they
Okoye on
also
fantastic form.
yeah,
Please
exactly.
say
And they
that.
also lost one
Maduka
nil
Okoye.
against Inter Milan 2 weeks before. So Inter Milan are really, except something else happened, but with the way Inter Milan are playing, um, I just think that they are prime. They are prime to win the Scudetto at the end of the season. Except
I think
something
the
else happened. Except they have a
uh,
very bad season going into this second half of the season. But with what I've seen against them, with Lautaro Martinez firing from all cylinders, players stepping up left, right, center for the team, they are primed to win the Scudetto, except something else happen along the line. So
I
for
think
AC Milan,
I think
for,
I
okay,
think
go
it's a
on.
one horse race. For Inter Milan, I think it's a one
Yeah,
horse race. Like you said, there is no contender. AC Milan have flattered received. I think they've dropped the gun. They look
yeah,
like by far the second best. But to tell you how poorly they've played in recent times, Juventus from nowhere have leapfrogged them to second. Despite two losses for Juventus, AC Milan has still not found a way to return back to the second position. So for me, it's Inter Milan all the way. Like you said, the top players in Inter Milan are doing the job. If it's not Fertez scoring the 90-minute equalizer, it is Lautaro Martinez scoring a hat trick or two. Not forgetting Marcus Rashford on his day, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, not for, this man as well who played for Arsenal at some point and Man United, Eric Mkhitaryan. So
yeah,
they've
yeah.
got a quite solid Alexis Sanchez as well. They've recruited well across the pitch of play. And not forgetting that man, I think he has not gotten enough praises for what he's done this season for them. When Onana left the club, Jan Sommer, I'll call his name, Jan Sommer. A lot of people say, oh,
Yeah.
Nana, how do you get a 34-year-old goalkeeper to replace a young goalkeeper like Onana, who is wonderful? But this guy has been impeccable. He's been immaculate. He's been fantastic. Give me four reasons why Inter Milan are top of the table, and I'll mention your summer three times because some stupendous saves he makes at times. It tends to wow my mind. It changes why I see football. As I'm trying to say, Gopa is not getting there. Gopa has no right. Boy, oh boy, he may have no right, but he's getting there. And you're
He's
like
getting
at
there.
what age? 34. So kudos have to go to Jan Sommer, the Swiss. I think this is one of his best seasons I've watched him play. I've watched him. I followed his growth from the time he was at Borussia Mönchengladbach to when he got to Bayern Munich. When Neuer picked up that long-term injury, and now he's at Inter Milan. The man has grown. He's like old wine. They say he gets sweeter with age. So kudos to Inter Milan. They're a fantastic team. Short, there's no team close. It's Inter Milan and the rest of the team. You can see how well they blew away Inter Milan last week. They blew away, was it Roma, with so much ease. It was
Um,
just so
yes, I
much
think
ease. Even
the only match they struggled was against, but they still won the match was against
yeah.
Juventus because we know how
They,
uh,
no, they tend to struggle against lesser teams than the big boys. I think when they
no,
play the big boys, they're quite comfortable. But lesser
yes,
teams,
but
they
if you
struggle,
watch
but they
that
win
match
games.
against if you watch the match against Juventus, they struggle in that match. But thanks to the likes of Lautaro Martinez that has stepped up
Yeah.
because you need players that will step up in matches like this. But I think it's still too far with Juventus on 53 points in
But
the
there's one
Italian
thing that
Serie
is
A.
disappointing. We need to call them out. I don't. As much as want to praise Inter Milan for their there's one disappointing team in the Italian Serie A this season, and I must call
Yeah,
them out.
yeah,
They let go of their coach, unless the coach decided to go on a sabbatical. His name is Spalletti, Luciano Spalletti, that is
yeah,
Napoli. And then it seems, despite the chopping and changing of manager, they seem to be getting worse. I was surprised.
yes.
I was watching Napoli play, and they played a three-man defense. Napoli, with the
But
array of attacking talent, it
the
is,
sport bishop
it is
the sport bishop
excruciating.
we know that it is very difficult for you to do it all over again. It is difficult. Even the Manchester United, the cities have done it again and again, 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
It's because the managers, the manager itself, they desire it more. It is just because of you have the likes of Salas Ferguson in the 80s and the 2000s when they won the league 3 times in a row back to back. Um, you have Pep Guardiola repeating that feat again because these managers they know how to build teams and how to refresh teams going
Yeah,
forward. That is just it.
yeah.
But if
But
you put this,
let's
if
look at it from this point of view. What will
yeah,
come of Napoli when the likes of Kabisha, Brastavelli leave? We hear Barcelona on his tail. They want a
but
winger.
if
That's what
but
so that Kilo Mitoma, Martinelli, and him. What happens when Victor Osimhen definitely would move? We hear he's going to move in the summer to the Premier League. With the way they are
not
playing
even
at the
to the
moment,
Premier, not even to the Premier League. There is high hopes because we know that the Qataris have the money to spend on Victor Osimhen at the end of this
the,
summer. There's high hope that he's moving to Paris Saint-Germain to lead the line for them. So I
maybe
just
to
think
replace
that
the second killer Mbappe, who is heading out for Madrid. But like I said, there are a lot of
exactly,
permutations right now. Napoli
yeah.
are terrible. I think they should return back to what works for them. The 4-3-3 formation. Unleash
But who will do that for them apart from the Spalletti that brought up that system? Who will do it for them?
But
And the man is on
Ahmad Garcia
sabbatical.
is not a bad manager. To sort of the Garcia at some point.
Yes, but
They fired
this is a
Garcia.
different. See, this is a different
They
ball
got in
game.
this man, Wata Masari, and it's still looking like
Yeah,
it's the same problem.
it's the same problem because somebody that built that system up isn't there. You need continuity. And what the hell was Napoli thinking, letting him go on a sabbatical? I don't just understand. This is
The
not
guy
time.
stopped
This
the
is
man
not.
from leaving now. Come on, man. Come on, man. You can't stop a manager who says he's leaving. I think he was a smart man. He saw doomsday ahead, and then he healed himself and shielded himself from the disaster coming. Winning the league with Napoli was an absolute miracle. And for him to do it over again would take him extra. And that's why he said let him go and rest. I think it drained him for the fact that he managed to win it with Napoli. But let's quickly look at the games. I think Napoli should get the victory against Genoa. It's very
Yes.
possible. They shouldn't struggle against Genoa. If they're struggling against Genoa, at the Armando Maradona, they should be playing the Italian Serie A. I think Torino as well should get a victory against Lecce. Inter Milan against Salernitana is a one-way traffic. It's happening tonight, 9 p.m. I think the game has just begun right now. So we'll see whether Inter Milan. Come on, it's a one-way traffic. Inter Milan should win. Come on, with Lautaro Martinez. But my problem is AC Milan. At the midweek, they got just yesterday they got a 3-0 victory. I beg your pardon. With Ruben lost to Chick, scoring a brace in the Europa League game. But when it comes to the league, you don't know what to expect. I think Christian Pulisic has not stepped up for them. I think Loftus Cheek, imagine him scoring only 5 goals in over 20 games. And then to add salt to injury, let's be realistic. Has Rafael Leao continued from where he stopped last season? The answer is no.
So what's the problem? What is the problem what do you think is the problem with AC Milan? Um, uh, in this season, looking at them, what do you think they need to change going forward? I know the sport bishop. Can you hear me, the sport bishop? Can you hear me, the sport bishop? Lost the sport bishop once again. Let's see if we can get him back. Oh, we lost him. What I asked the sport bishop was that what does he think was the problem the of Inter Milan? But let's see if we can. Let's go for a short break. Kindly subscribe to Fancy Football if you are watching us. Kindly hit the notification bell. We're coming towards the business end of the show. Very soon. We're coming towards the business end of the show. So okay, we have the sport bishop back. Sport bishop, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you unmute yourself, please?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Okay, quickly. I think what do you think is the problem of Inter Milan this season, and how can they sort that out? Because they have good players in that team. Uh, and they are struggling left, right,
Absolutely.
center. What do you think is the problem?
For AC Milan, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of consistency. In football, there's no coordination returns. Unfortunately, the network today is playing a fast one about Tomori. We'll get there at the end. I think there's something about coordination returns. Sao Paulo has taken AC Milan as far as he can take them. When you see even that's why I love the club decision to leave Liverpool at the end of this season. I think he saw the gloomy day ahead. See, he won the league with AC Milan. Nobody gave Sao Paulo a chance. And to check it since then, they've been on the drop. Because it's similarly the same players in the starting 11 that are the key players that have always been the key players. Giroud, Rafael Leao, Mike Magnan, and Fikayo Tomiri. Unfortunately for them, for Tomiri is out injured, so their background has been all over the place. I'm be sincere with you. Today they try Tao, they try this guy, they try sometimes at one point they will play Hernandez at centre back. I was like, wow, the injury has been kind of oh yes, but so, I think Sao Paulo are figuring out how far they can. Israel is a traditional team. We know them under the days of Ancelotti as the perennial winners. They were not part-time winners. They won every so they were like Man United. They wanted to win every game. They wanted to win every trophy. They wanted to be involved in the title contention. But that this AC Milan are now contented in playing top four. Trying to get the Champions League, getting that national sickness. If we can get the Champions League, we've had a very good season. Which is not the AC Milan way. They've got massive history. This is what they are called the Rossoneri's because they are known for total victory. The game between Inter Milan and AC Milan shuts down the city of Italy. The city of Milan shuts down for that derby. So it is. I think for me, Sao Paulo has done well, but it's high time they get a manager.
News that Kylian Mbappe is leaving the Parc des Princes next season, and that was a big story
Yeah,
4 years ago. I think when it broke, we were talking about it online, and it's no news that he will be leaving the Parc des Princes. So he will be a big miss for
for
the
the whole,
PSG for this PSG
for the
side
whole,
and for the whole French football
for
as well.
absolutely.
For the whole French football. So looking at Kylian Mbappe, I think for the French league, I think he's done and dusted. 11 points ahead. I don't think anybody will catch them. Once Paris Saint-Germain are there on top, it's difficult for a team to
Before the
just
possible.
dislodge them. Yes.
Absolutely.
Looking at Kylian Mbappe, people ascribe his move to Real Madrid. But see, that deal is not done and dusted yet, but we know it is going there. Some persons are ascribing his move to Real Madrid due to money, and I've been telling you, correct me if I'm wrong, because his current deal compared to the one Real Madrid gave him 2 years ago, um, the 2 years ago deal was better than this one. So so it is said in reports. But I think he's going there for glory. Um, and we know that in modern day football now, your prime as a footballer now, Mbappe has hit his prime already, but your prime as a footballer is between 25 to 30 years old. We've seen that in Lionel Messi. We saw that in Cristiano Ronaldo. We've also seen that in so many players that have played the beautiful game over the past decade, and that your prime as a player is when you are 25 to 30 years. And Mbappe understands that. He is a businessman as well. He understands that at the moment I have to take what I get, and I have to move to Real Madrid. He's moving to Real Madrid to take up a position that is vacant. If he goes there, he's going to that team straightforward. Nobody is going to struggle, fight for that place with him.
It takes number 9 spot.
You said
It takes the number 9 spot. I feel sorry for
exactly.
Jude Bellingham. You have to find a position.
Yes, yes, they have to find a position, but he will also get a place to play in that team. Jude Bellingham
Absolutely.
it's a
Absolutely.
mess. I think one person in that
Anyway,
midfield has to leave.
he did say he announced his departure to his teammates after training yesterday. So, but
Yes.
they didn't let them. They didn't say that he was going to Real Madrid. He announced that what they announced was going to leave.
Well, we
And
know
so
where
speculation.
we know where he's
Absolutely.
going. We know where he's going to at the
Exactly.
end of the day. We
Absolutely.
know where he's going
What a,
to. So
what a
when
player
you
he has been. At the age of At the age of 18, he won
Yeah,
the French League on with Monaco. Played 60 games for them, scoring 27 goals, 13 assists.
yeah,
Winning that with that combination with Adam and Falcao, remember that year. Moved over to PSG on loan. Was bought at 180 million pounds the year after, and since then he has grown like a million star. Over 219 games played, he has scored over 243 goals and 93 assists for Paris Saint-Germain. This season he has scored 21 goals, 4 in the Champions League. Everything good seems to come from Kylian Mbappe. The boy
not
has
to
grown from
mention, not to mention that he has played in 2 World Cup finals, and not to mention that he's the
has scored
first
a
player
hat-trick.
in. Yeah, he's the first
First
player
player since Pelé to score a hat-trick
to
in the
score
final of
a
the
World
World
Cup
Cup.
of a World Cup.
This
So
guy
I
was
just
the
think
top
he's
scorer.
finesse.
Exactly, top scorer in the last World Cup. Won the World Cup at the age of 18 in 2018. The
Yeah,
best resume. He smells victory. He uses
he does.
of trophies.
He
Absolutely,
does.
he's success personified. When talk about players who are successful, the first thing that comes to your mind, apart from the Messi and Ronaldo, has to be Kylian Mbappe. I think he wants to move. I think the move is not for money because what
Yeah,
we're hearing that the offer from Real Madrid is not as huge as what they offered 2 years ago, and even less
yeah,
than what he earns at Paris Saint-Germain. Right now, he earns 200 million euros a year at Paris Saint-Germain. That is 171 million pounds. But we're hearing that
yeah,
the amount Madrid are putting on the table is less than the amount he is Paris Saint-Germain. But the boy wants a move. He wants to work with the big league. He wants to win the Champions League. He's won the league so many times. He's coming like a broken record, like a cliche. He's won the cup so many times. Though they're out of the cup this season, but he has won it so many times. He wants
yeah,
to taste victory in the Champions League. And when he has to do that, to join the Los Blancos, the Galacticos, the team that is synonymous to winning the Champions League, the Champions League team. Talk about Real Madrid, and
yeah.
that's where he wants to be. So I think it's a good one for him. New experience, new environment, new challenge. The boy is up for. He's just 25. You think the boy has been playing for 15 years because he's been from age of 17. He's
Yeah.
been playing in the top level, at the biggest level. So kudos to the boy. A big news for Paris Saint-Germain. But right now, a lot of people are asking this question: can he now end his Paris Saint-Germain stay with a bang? If he wins the Champions League, he becomes the biggest player ever to play for Paris Saint-Germain because not Messi, not Neymar, not Cavani, not the God I call him the God. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he's great on a different level. That's one of my own God. I call him God. Not even Ezekiel Avezi.
Yeah.
He come the right now is
Not
the
even,
star
not
boy friend.
even, not even, not even. Let me just add more names to that. Not even JJ Okocha who has played. Not even Ronaldinho who has played. These players, they've had legends that have played for that club.
Absolutely.
I think if he wins the
Right now,
Champions
this
League
boy
for
is the
them,
poster boy of the first football. He become the poster boy of Paris Saint-Germain history. This is that
yeah.
Champions League medal, and the rest is history. It's a tall order.
Oh,
Chance with Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain. The truth is that they do have a chance with Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain. There is a chance for them. So, in my opinion, guys, I think we should brace up for Mbappe at Madrid. It's going to be a big hit for him. But we hear Osimhen, like you said, have been lined up to replace him. That's not the year story. The League one man race. My target is who makes the top four. The reason I have the different goal is this: there is no specific top four. Don't we have the top four in England? We have like
yeah.
the top 6 in the other countries. There is not in France. Today, the Olympic
Yes.
Lyonnais.
Remember a time when Lyon won the league 7 consecutive
Exactly. Now, where's
time when
Lyon?
they had. So where's
Where's
Lyon
Lyon?
now? So
The
PSG
best
came
player
and
is
dethroned
Alexander
them.
Lacazette. That's not reject. That's about it. The best
Don't
player
allow,
is
don't
sitting
allow,
behind
don't allow the
yeah.
Gunners, don't allow the
He's called
Gunners fan, don't allow the Gunners
come
fans
on.
to hear you.
The best player is Emre Aubameyang, who has scored 30 goals in the Europa League, just as Ramapaka a record. But is that the best player? Player has been rejected as well. So, argue. That's where Paris Saint-Germain will feel like they are falling to the title. They look like it's 11 points clear, and you expect them to win their game this weekend. So, it is what it is, guys. Loving the fact that in the French score, any team can beat Paris Saint-Germain at the moment. For now, they seem to be a team, and I love the fact that they are moving away from the Galacticos, like they want to be like Madrid, bringing the big names. So now grooming young players. Look at the players there: Brocola, Usman Bele, young players. Look at the midfielder, something I remember his name, Zaire Emery. Young players, infusing them into the team. gradually. Look at the attack. Kolomwani, young players are moving away from the Messis, the Neymars, Cavani, Ibrahimovic of this world, and transform a team that can play. Look at Madrid. Who are the big name in Madrid? Apart from the oldies, like I call them, the
Those
senior
are not
men,
even big. Those are not even big. They are not even big. They are not even big names. The likes of Carvajal, the likes of
Modric and Cruz, those big names.
they are
Modric
not
and
even big
Cruz, and
names.
then the
Yes,
others.
Modric are big, but they've owned they've
They
earned
also
that right to
involved.
become big players. Yeah,
Yeah,
at the end of
they
the
have
day.
involved.
So I don't know. The sport bishop. Let me just add this bonus to you for you. I don't know if you know a player called Fernando Ridendo.
Yeah, I do. Why not? Ronaldo, the
He
left
once
footer,
played,
played for
yes, he
Barcelona.
once played for Real Madrid, not Barcelona, and Inter Milan as well. Won league
Yes,
titles with both
yes, yes.
teams.
Powerful left
Um,
footer.
he has a son called Federico Ridendo, and Inter Miami just poached that guy from Argentino Juniors. He's 21 years old, and they say that boy can play. He's the next Sergio Busquets. And guess where he's going to play? Do you know the club is
Where?
going? Inter Miami in South Florida with the likes of Busquets, who is his idol, with the likes of
Absolutely. Lionel
Messi,
Messi. Ah,
Luis Suarez,
Jordi Alba,
and
Luis
Jordi
Suarez.
Alba in that team. So I
Yeah.
think it's a learning curve for the young man. But I just say that Inter Miami will cash out at the end of the day. Maybe 2 to 3 seasons they will cash out if
Thanks. Thanks.
that prospect or that potential really come out from that young man. I think it's a good one for him. Making
It
that
every
move.
every exactly. Since every player who have played for the game has got a young prodigy behind them. We hear Asamoah Gyan, his boy is
Exactly,
doing
but
this for
does
Miami. We also have
do
Vincent
those
Yamaso.
protege? The question is that do those protege live up to the expectation of their mentors or of who they
Only
think they,
time
they
we
are following
tell
the
you.
them? Only time
Only
will
time
tell.
we tell because look at Kluivert, Justin Kluivert in the Premier League. The boy can play good football, but because of the name Kluivert, what his father has done, Patrick Kluivert. Whatever he does, he can never just get there. He now
You
looks
can't
like
get there.
he come at the adult age. Yeah, he's time to shine as alluded to him. Except he becomes a
Yeah.
late bloomer like Olivier Giroud. But come on, every time you hear Kluivert, oh, the son of Patrick Kluivert. So he never had an identity for himself, and I think it affected his career. So I just hope so-called big name. Oh, my father was a Vincent Yamason now, who's a fantastic goalkeeper playing university football. By the time he comes of age now, we now say, oh, Vincent Yamason. Everybody now want to see him to do at least, if not do more than what Yamason, at least do exactly what is done. Everybody has different parts in that. So I don't think the pressure will be too much on.
Okay, thank you for being part of the show today, the Sport Bishop. Thank you for your in-depth analysis, and we hope that we have a better network to have this discussion going on Monday, hopefully. Also, for
Hopefully,
those that for those that have been watching us, kindly subscribe to Fancy Football, and thank you for tuning in to this the first show of the top five.
yeah.
We'll see you on Monday, and we'll talk more on football online. We'll continue to react to our to every sporting to every sporting news,
Yeah.
every sporting match, every football match out there. We continue to give you live updates on our Twitter feed and on our excuse me and on our Facebook feed as well. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And like I always say, gracias to everybody that's made it possible for us